I was like, what business do you have getting picked up in first base, bro? You fat piece of shit. 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everybody, back to the Built Different podcast. This is episode 25 of High and Inside. Getting up there on the episodes list. And, fellas, this is our second MLB postseason that we are going to be taking you guys through. You know, last year was fun. You know, the Astros got theirs, their little non-cheating ring. This year, you know, a whole bunch of rule changes, a whole bunch of electric teams, rookies, everything. I think we've had a really great season. One of the best seasons, in my opinion, in the last 10 years, 20 years, what have you, you know, from the historic seasons to, you know, all the drama, the craziness. You know, who would have thought that the Mets and Yankees had to be sacrificed for this to happen? But I'm here for it. I'm here for the Red Sox too.
Seventh level
you know,
of hell.
I'm here for it. But I'm here with Wolfie, Ricky Mickey the Second, Alex, and of course your host Thomas Saxby. You know, enjoy the ride. If you guys like these intros, make sure you guys subscribe. You know, we want you on this journey with us. We're growing fast. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because we want you here with us. So
first time viewers, last time viewers, lovers, haters, we want it all. We want to know what you think and what you're feeling. Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. So Wolfie, kick us off, brother.
Yeah, so this season is really exciting. And I'm glad because Alex has got the same hat of the D-backs, man. Another one of those exciting teams right now. The reason why I want to talk about them is because you look at a lot of these other teams, whether it be AL or NL, that are in the wild card, and you're like, oh, okay, like I can see like the Phillies. But then you look at the Diamondbacks, and granted, they have Gallen, Corbin, but that's pretty much it. Like, it's actually surprising that they're there, because if you compare them to like a team like, say, the Padres, who everybody thought was dang near going to win the division, and they're not even going to make the playoffs, yet you have the team like the Diamondbacks making the playoffs. If you look at their pitching staff, other than Merrill Kelly and Zach Gallen, pretty much everybody else from their bullpen to the back of their rotation is like terrible. So like they're almost like on pace to win just under 90 games with that team. I think that's impressive. I think it's like beyond impressive. Even with my team with the Mets, like I thought we were better than the Diamondbacks going into this year, but clearly we weren't. So I got to give them props out of all the other teams.
We all did, honey.
But like the Cubs, I can kind of see. The Reds are surprising, but I got to give some light to the Diamondbacks, man. They impressed me this year.
Yeah.
Listen, Wolfie, before you go, Alex. Or wait, are you gonna defend the Diamondbacks? Because I feel like I was about to argue with Wolfie right away.
Actually, yeah. So I was gonna.
All right, go ahead, Alex.
I was gonna.
Wolfie just read my engines up, saying like the Diamondbacks were nothing outside of those guys. Go ahead.
No,
No, I said they have three other guys that have OPS in like the 800s, high 7s. But like other than that, like, I mean, their pitching staff is terrible. But continue.
Fair enough. Just piggybacking off of Wolfie, so actually I was going to talk about the Diamondbacks in my opening take too. I mean, you got Christian Walker having just a phenomenal year. He's got over 30 homers, over 100 RBIs, 60 walks, 150 hits. Exactly, yeah. He's got the power. You got Ketel Marte having a great year. I mean, you got like really good speed and defense guys and Corbin Carroll, Alec Thomas, Jake McCarthy. I mean, Jakey McCarthy. Even their pitching, like, I know you said outside of Gallen and Kelly. I don't know about that. I mean, since they traded for Sewell, he's got 14 saves in appearances with the Diamondbacks this year in 20 games. Ginkel's having a great year out of the pen. Nelson's having a good year out of the pen. They've got some guys that can work those late innings, I think, personally.
And honestly, I mean, to kind of pitch in there, like, because I think Wolfie was mainly talking about the starting pitching and how they only have, Gallen and Kelly. At the same time, it's kind of like to what Alex says, is that they have not just like, I think they literally have 3 starters and the rest of them are relievers at this point.
Well, that's the thing too.
That's fair.
They're bouncing back a lot, which is kind of.
But the reason why I love that is that their 2 pitchers are really fucking good, right? Gallen and Kelly. I think we can. They're both going to be top 5 in the Cy Young race, I believe. Both having.
Well, Gallen.
At least top 10. You know what I mean? Like they have two top.
Yeah,
they have two top 10 pitchers. Brandon
Kelly's gonna get down votes. He definitely is.
Oh, actually, I didn't realize that Kelly's actually doing better now than Gallen. Gallen's kind of like
other than the strikeouts.
Yeah.
Gallen's basically
comparison. I mean, everybody would take him on their team. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And Brandon Pfaadt, like I understand he hasn't had the best year, but he is getting his legs under him as the season goes along. Do not forget that he was a top prospect at the beginning of the year. Do not forget that. He is one of the Diamondbacks' top prospects. He can strike out hitters. So if he turns it on, like, you know, maybe he has like a Matt Moore kind of run for the Tampa Bay Rays, you have a 1-2-3 right there, and you have the offense that's going to carry you through some of these games where you're going to have to be throwing, like, you know, 5 or 6 of your bullpen guys, because Christian Walker as a solid number 3, number 4 hitter, wherever they're going to end up slotting him, like, that dude is legitimate, and you put him around Ketel Marte, Corbin Carroll. I think I know we don't want to talk too much about Tommy Pham, but Tommy Pham is having a great fucking year. And you know who else is having a good year?
Yes.
Lourdes Gurriel.
Yeah.
Yes. He's having a good fucking year. And then they have a bunch of these scrappy-ass dudes.
Okay.
Like they have, you know, Alec Thomas.
Moreno, too. Moreno's not doing bad either.
Yeah, Gabe Moreno. Evan Longoria is still there. So, you know, this team does scare me.
Longo is always going to be my guy.
Oh, hell yeah.
I've been through too many wars with him to not respect him. He does. He boosts everything in that clubhouse. But yeah, when it comes to the Diamondbacks, I know I know a lot of the nerds are not really keen on the Diamondbacks. They look at them, they have a negative point differential. They're like, oh, how did this team even get here? But a lot of that is more the makeup of, in a way, you have to ask yourself. I think everyone has to ask themselves, where did you have this team in spring training? Where did you have them? And just take it for what it is. Like, Christian Walker and the resurgence of Ketel Marte doing what he did probably 3-4 years prior is great. But this team is still one more thumper away in that lineup from really getting crazy. I think a lot of their makeup is real similar to what the Guardians have, where they'll beat you with a lot of speed, base running, a lot of fundamental. Of course, they got a little more pop than Cleveland right now is constructed, because they don't have a Christian Walker. I'll tell you that right now.
They got a Joe Ram.
Ramirez, but,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, but J-Ram is asked to do a lot more things than Christian is. All Christian got to do is go up and just bash everybody on. Jose's asked to get on base and take bases. He's asked to do a lot. It would be great if Jose had a Christian Walker in his lineup, because then we'd be looking at Cleveland a little different. Yeah, man, I don't know what's happening with that.
You know how many franchises Josh Bell has let down?
Yeah, but I know how Josh Bell gets down. And
I know.
Contract year, Josh Bell is going to lie to you. He's going to lie to you. To your face.
Contract, he hit like 300 for the Nats in his contract year. Yeah,
and for the Pirates,
baby, I don't know what you smelling. That ain't another woman. I wear perfume on my own. That's Josh Bell, man. He go home and every 2 years he cheat on his spouse, man. He's disrespectful, yo. And because he does this in franchises, what's the difference? I know he go home and do this. Josh Bell at me. The Diamondbacks, they just find a way, and those teams are the ones that always hurt you. They're the death by 1,000 cuts team, and depending on that first round matchup, I wouldn't want no part of them. I don't like teams with speed and pitching. That shit bothers me. I don't know what it is.
The positive about them too is that if they do get, well, right now they are in the playoffs, is that the teams that are also in the playoffs this year in the National League, especially the wild card, I do think they have a chance against them. Like, they could beat the third place team. Like, they could beat...
Bro, they're projected to face the Phillies first round.
Ooh.
I was going to say, that's the one that would be the hardest one, I would think. So that's...
I don't know.
Like I said, it all depends.
I don't know, man.
Like, people talk about the Phillies.
But, like, I could see them beating the Brewers.
They got the pitching that could take them down, man.
I could see them beating the Brewers. Like...
Bro, you need to win. You need to win 2 games in the first round to move on. 2 games.
Which is why we said
I don't know
it
what
2
it
weeks
is.
ago how important pitching is.
Dude,
I
Nola
honestly
Wheeler.
don't think the Phillies are running through whoever they get in their first matchup.
I think that's.
I think the only time
I
you
do
get
too.
the Phillies is after they advance. I really do. They are clicking, boy.
Oh yeah, especially with that
yeah,
1-2
clicking, boy.
of Nola Wheeler. Like,
And there's a
that's just
rumor
filthy.
about Reese Hoskins coming back. I don't know how true that is.
No.
Oh, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that.
Yeah,
you
pack
saw what
that
he did
guy
last
up, man.
postseason?
You saw what everybody did last postseason?
Oh, no.
That was
No,
not
he was
the Reese
Aaron-
Hoskins show. That was the fucking Philadelphia Phillies brotherly love, crack, whatever the fuck you wanted to put into that, bro. That
think they're gonna
was
do that
fucking
again.
madness.
Horse
Them-
manure.
Them Braves and Dodgers.
All
watch
of
out
that.
This playoffs.
Oh,
think
yeah,
those three
absolutely.
are gonna explode.
I
Philly scares me, man.
Milwaukee scares me, but that's a conversation later in the episode. So to get right in, Ronald Acuna Jr. is capping off his historical season by continuing to make it historical. Just recently, he got to 40 home runs and 70 stolen bases. Picked up the base, held it in the air. You know, it was a
Ricky
really
style.
good moment for baseball. And the one thing I want to add to that before opening to you guys is, if you
Ricky
look
Henderson
back at some of our beginning episodes, you know, we would talk like, oh my God, who's the big 40 for 40 guy? Or when the rules changed, oh my God, Acuña can put up, 40 and 50 or, 40 and 60, something crazy. Back when Acuña was first entering the league, it was, oh my God, this guy can do like, 30, he's going to be like 30, he's going to be in the 40 for 40 club, shit like that. I find it great that Ronald Acuna Jr. has lived up to the hype. Officially, stamp it. I don't care what happens for the rest of his career. Ronald Acuna Jr. is that guy, and he lived up to all the expectations.
Absolutely. I mean, since I've been watching baseball for 15 to 20 years, this is one of the greatest seasons I think I've ever seen. Outside of maybe Miggy's Triple Crown. Hell, I mean, this might even top that. I don't know. It's incredible what he's doing.
Wow.
I don't know,
No,
man.
sorry.
staggering.
I was just...
It is.
It's
It
incredible.
is.
It's
Because
just so
here's
much
the-
fun to watch, man.
Here's the thing. The eye test is already like, wow, this is some MVP shit we're watching. 40, 70, the
Absolutely.
numbers is crazy. But if you dig deeper, like, bro, he's not striking out anymore. That is really the game changer.
That is.
He used to average a strikeout per game,
Yeah.
and now that pitch is getting put into play and hard.
Mm-hmm.
He's on pace for 220 hits. I never thought he would become
That's
a
crazy.
300 plus hitter. Now, it's one thing I knew he would put up the 30-30, the 40-40,
Yo, this is
the
a good point.
40-30, the
This is great
30-40, the
points.
whatever. But he's literally cut his strikeouts like in half.
Yeah, he's on pace for
So
under
now,
100.
He's on base all the time. Yo, is there another level to this? Because the kid just turned 25. Is there another level is what I'm asking myself. Like, are we going to get
I
a
hope
50?
not as a Mets fan.
Bro, I think
Yeah,
he has
you
a
will, my
60
lord.
home run season in him. I'm not going to lie.
He has
Wow.
definitely a 50 in him.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
60's a lot.
I can go,
Ooh.
bro. He's
I can definitely
historic.
see
He is history, bro. I can see it.
And what's sad is, honestly, I predicted the first 50-50 to come from Fernando Tatis.
Okay.
And
It's still not a terrible.
we are where we
Well,
are right now.
Hey, Tatis. We'll talk about him in a moment. But
The one
yeah.
thing though about Acuna though is, well, I have a couple points about that. First off, the reason why I mean, dude, 40 for 70 is crazy, but I'm not
Nuts.
that shocked because the thing that always held him back, in my opinion, was his health. And I even said it in the first month we were doing the podcast this year, that if he stays healthy, he will win the MVP. That was the only concern I had. And now that he is healthy, seeing what he could do, if he's healthy again next year is when I do think he could crack 50. Now, question for all you guys, what do you think's going to happen with his contract? Because remember in the beginning, I think it was this year, that he had some issues. He spoke out. I think it was during the World Baseball Classic, where he said some things like how he wasn't happy with his contract. And if he wins MVP and gets these numbers and continues it next year, they have to renegotiate. Or if not, like, can he even just walk? Like, how does that work? Because, like, dude, if I was him, like, I'd want $40 million a year, not 15.
For one, it's baseball, so nothing. That is,
I know.
they don't. There is no. This isn't football where I sign a 5-year, $50 million contract, and then in year 3, after I outperform it, they can hit me with a bunch of incentives, and it goes up in value for the last couple years. Baseball is concrete. So the best, I don't know what to tell him. That he fired his representation from his last deal for this reason very alone. You're on a bad deal, kid. I don't know what to tell you. The best thing I could tell you to do is really hustle and bustle your ass and get that endorsement money.
Yeah.
That's because you're locked in till 2030,
2029.
and
I'd be so pissed if I was.
and by then he'll be 30.
Yeah.
I can't even. Yeah, something like that.
And you know
So,
for
I mean,
sure
I
the
wish
club's
him the
picking
best.
up those options. He's got 2 club
No
options.
one is
at the
getting
end, too.
disrespected more than Ozzy Albies. I just get that out the way. Like, he signed 9 years, 45. 45!
Well, I mean,
9 for 45.
well,
Oh my
well,
god.
while you say like Acuña's contract is like concrete, I mean, in MLB you can reconstruct your contracts. You absolutely can. It's just like you said.
Really?
Yeah, you can. Like it's happened in the past. Not often though, because the reason why it doesn't happen often is because contracts are fully guaranteed. So like you said in NFL and NBA, or well NFL mainly, where there's all these
NFL.
incentives and there's all this like non-guaranteed money and shit like that. In MLB, once you sign a contract, that's the money that you're for sure gonna get, you know, till the contract's end.
Right.
But because of that reason, is that players don't want to reconstruct. I think Acuna is going to bring a very unique situation, and maybe some of these other Braves hitters too. Because here's what happens. Do you give Acuna more money when you have all these other guys that are also underpaid?
Yeah, how's that going to look to the clubhouse?
Who else is underpaid? Because here's the thing about
Everybody.
Atlanta. As soon as they see you're good, they pay you. And then in like a year or two, you realize, oh, they got me. So there's no one right now that's there's no one right now.
You think that Matt Olson is fine and dandy with $21 million a year?
No, but he put ink to paper. I'm saying who
I
right
know,
now
that's what I'm
that
saying.
hasn't signed an extension, who they haven't got, can say, oh no, you're not gonna get me. Everyone that's in their core, they already
So
got.
Ozzy Albies is making $7 million a year.
It's more like 6 or 5. It's something disrespectful.
It's 7. It's 7.
But
Yeah.
and Austin Riley was smart to at least put up a good 2 years of production before he signed his extension, and he's still making 20 a year.
22 million, right? So that's what I'm saying. So like,
Which is
we know
sweet.
what Acuna
For
is
Atlanta.
easily worth like 40, 50 mil a year. I think we can all agree on that. And I think he's gonna want that. I think that's why he fired his representation, because it's gonna be a unique situation. I think he's absolutely gonna want more money. You have to at this point. You made history. And I don't think it matters if the Braves win or lose or not. Like, he needs, like, bro, he's only getting paid how much again?
17 mil a year.
17 mil a year?
Making less than Austin Riley.
That's
Yeah, but if you
crazy.
stretch that out, wait, you talking about Acuna?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's making 17.
No, it's not a year.
Yeah. it
Yo,
is.
I'm telling you, it's more like 12 on AAV. If we talking average annual value, it's more like that. He's now on the higher end of the spectrum of the deal, but at one point he wasn't even making 10.
Yeah.
It's
If that's the
crazy.
case, that's wild.
I
I mean,
looked this
bro,
up. It's-
like, we're talking about
Atlanta's
Carlos.
doing
Like,
some
Carlos
shit.
Correa just got a second half of a $300 million contract in the offseason, right? We're talking about Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander getting, 40. Well, they've earned their stripes. But the big thing is, like, you think Ohtani getting all these dollar figures for being one half of the face of the MLB, the other half of the face of the MLB, Ronald Acuna isn't sitting there, like, I'm worth way more than what I'm getting fucking
I
paid.
believe everything that you said as far as this may be the beginning of a precedent where someone's gonna challenge this and say, you know what, we're gonna have to have incentives, at least for all-star appearances. If it's not already baked into his contract, MVP votes, things like that, it may come.
Because they did that with Julio. Remember Julio Rodriguez's contract.
Yes. What's sad too is a lot of those
that is a
incentives aren't even that
uniquely
much.
built I'm glad you mentioned it. I wish I had it in front of me. I love that contract for both sides. That is a beautiful. That's how business should be done everywhere, honestly, on the globe.
I agree. We all
nice.
gushed over that contract. But what were you gonna say, Wolfie?
I said if you actually look sometimes at some of the incentives on the contracts, where it's like if they win MVP, All-Star, this, that, and the other thing, a lot of the times the bonuses aren't even that much.
It's like 300K.
It is very
yeah, like if that, dude. Like it's like, oh, you won MVP, here's a
$250,000
$250,000
for becoming MVP. It's like, yo,
yeah,
And then it's
bro, there should
taxed
be like
and everything.
10
Don't
mil.
forget that.
Can
So
I
they
get
get their
another
little
zero? Can we
100K
move
for
the
winning
decimal?
MVP.
Yeah, dude, especially with him because he's like also one of the guys that has like top jersey sales and stuff. Like, dude,
Right.
He had
it's MVP,
more
they gotta
jerseys
just-
sold
He's
than
second behind
Shohei
Ohtani.
Ohtani.
Yeah,
he's
really?
second behind Ohtani, yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh, and by the way,
He's gotta
my
be
man
vocal about it if he
Strider
wants more.
on the Braves, his extension is 6 years, $72 million, and he just might bring home MVP.
So that's what I'm saying. So now
Atlanta
you put
is on some bull.
right. So you put two things into consideration. One, Acuña is definitely worth more, and he's gonna want more. I think he's definitely gonna want more. We've heard it in the media. He definitely wants more. But then the thing is for the Braves, you might have to like trade him or something because you can't, bro. You cannot give Acuña that money and look at literally everybody else on the team and everything be normal. Acuña is worth 40, 50 million. That would put him double everybody else.
When you trading him, I need to hear this. This is the hottest take I ever heard.
Where am I trading
When are
him?
you trading him? Now, as his value is as high as
No. But I think this situation can get ugly.
It has the potential to.
He
Oh,
can get really
yeah, when you
vocal
look-
about it.
When you look at it from like
Go
the
ahead,
perspective of all the other guys, if Cunha's getting all this money thrown at him in some sort of rework of his deal, like how much are they gonna want? I mean, Ozzy Albies making $7 million a year, like he's gonna want way more money than that. Like,
Bro, he has to, like,
Best-
come on, like, these dudes are fucking, you know, the dudes with the contract, like, Aaron Judge making crazy-ass fucking purchases.
Yeah.
You're like, you know what I mean? These guys are out here with their crazy purchases, like, fucking, didn't the Mets pay Pete Alonso and he showed up in some fucking extravagant-ass monster truck to spring training this year or some shit? Bro, you think Acuña's not, or, like, Ozzy Albies ain't looking at that, like, man, I'm sitting here with my, you know, my rented-out Lambo. Like, all these guys are showing up with their fully owned crazy-ass vehicles because they get paid nonsense every year.
Bro, you had a theory
Judge's
like
sign-
weeks ago that I completely agree is that they got to be slipping something under the table because when he was vocal about it, all of a sudden you don't hear about it. And bro, when he's having an MVP season, like if he doesn't say something about it in the off season, I swear to God they're doing something under the table. Because
Yeah, they
there's
got,
no
like,
way
some
people
kind
keep
of-
going there and keep accepting these deals.
Every single Atlanta Brave is underpaid. Every
Oh, yeah.
single one.
Yeah.
Nah, there's some
Every
money laundering,
single-
something going on under the table. There's
Dude,
like,
this guy-
Every single one. Yeah.
there's something nasty going on. I know it.
Because why? Because
You
even like
take
you said,
Judge's $40 million. You take Judge's $40 million, and I think there's some way that you can fit Acuña, Albies, Strider, Murphy, and another regular in that.
that's
That shit
insane.
is crazy.
That's insane.
That shit is crazy.
Sorry, because this shit gets my engine going. One last point is that, like, think about it. You're Acuña, right? You signed that contract, you know, big bargain for the Braves. You weren't really proven yet. And we all know what Acuña could have been. Like, what Acuña is doing now, we thought was, like, his absolute ceiling. Like, oh, my God, you know, 40, 60, you know, whatever. And then he tears his ACL, which was scary because not only did he tear his ACL, he had a not very bad year last year, but it wasn't Acuña-like. He has to be sitting here thinking, like, damn, bro, that could happen again. That can very much so
15
happen again. Speaking of
increase,
Kyle
but very
Freeland, like, bro,
gradually.
Kyle Freeland makes more money than Acuna.
Oh my
Avisail
God,
Garcia
dude.
makes more money than Ronald Acuna. Fucking Yon Moncada makes more money. Andrew Benintendi, DJ LeMahieu, Wander Franco makes more money
Oh,
than
no.
Ronald Acuna.
Oh my God, Wanda's gonna need all that for lawyer fees, boy.
You know what's
God,
crazy?
damn.
too?
Taiwan
You
Walker
better-
makes more money than Ronald Acuna, bro. This is nuts.
Wait, who?
Michael Conforto does.
Wow.
Wait, Michael Conforto had to wait till the end of spring training to get money.
That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, when you think about it,
Are you
look at all the
kidding?
guys that get prove-it years. Most of them average about 18 mil on a prove-it year. Like Bellinger, it was a Bellinger contract,
That's
1 year,
like the-
18 mil. And
Yeah.
dude, that guy
That's like
doesn't
the
even make that.
qualifying offer.
Yeah,
That's around what the qualifying offer is. It's about 18.
that's crazy.
He's making $6 million less than the qualifying offer.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
He's
embarrassing.
making like Aaron Hicks money. Oh my lord.
I don't know. Aaron Hicks.
That
might
name
be-
brings up a rough past
God
on
damn.
Ricky.
So out of the top 10 contracts for AAV, like only Jesus Christ. only
Jeez,
like
man.
only 3 of them had
Should we
like
start a
full years this
GoFundMe?
year.
Yeah, Rendon's one of
Really?
the top, I think, right?
Yeah,
I'm about to
so
start a
okay, so you
GoFundMe
got
for
you got
Acuna.
Max Scherzer in first. Obviously, terrible year. Verlander second,
Verlander.
decent year. Third, Aaron Judge, injured most of the year. Fourth, Jacob deGrom, popped for the year. Garrett Cole, Cy Young, that's one.
Please. Please.
Mike Trout, injured most of the year. Anthony Rendon,
So sad.
nutcase.
Garbage.
Fuck.
Get Trout to Philly.
Steven Strasburg didn't even pitch. Francisco Lindor, another, 30 for 30. Congrats, Francisco Lindor. And then
Yeah,
Carlos
yeah.
Correa barely played this year. That's your top
Damn.
10 highest paid players.
That's insane.
It's crazy that the Mets were almost on like most of them too. Like we would have.
The Mets really almost had most of that.
Yeah. Like we're like, oh fuck! Like every name you mention, I'm like, we're tied to that. Like fuck. Hey, I'll give the
And
Yankees some
Pete-
credit. Look what happens when you spend money, though. 2 of the guys you actually spent money on. One of them's an MVP. The other one's the Cy Young. So that's what happens when you actually spend money.
Yeah.
Spend
Yeah.
money correctly. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As a
but
Cubs fan,
look where
can't
the
relate.
rest of look at the rest of our sheet. Looks fucking clownish.
Well, they were.
And I still can't believe we
But,
waived Harrison Beta. We waived him.
So to to move on,
Anyway, yeah, please.
because we'll get to the Yankees eventually. But Baltimore, historical season. They are the first team to beat every other team in the league. They actually set the record for most season series not lost.
Right.
100 wins. Alex, talk to
Dude.
me, man. How do you feel about Baltimore?
I love Baltimore, man. I mean, they're so young. Like, we're potentially looking at like the next baseball dynasty. It's insane.
Bro,
They
we're
still,
all older
their
than
farm
those guys.
system. Yeah, their farm system is still crazy. Like, they still got 5 top 100 prospects if you're not counting Hurstead. It's crazy. They're gonna be so good for so many years. And I mean, they won 100 games for the first time in 43 years. I think it was like 1980. So I mean, they're for real, and they're gonna be around for a long time.
When it comes, I absolutely agree, Alex. I mean, like, one thing I really want to point out is that, and I don't want to talk about the Angels at all. I think me and Wolfie made it a rule to where we wouldn't go on a tangent about the Angels again because
Oh, God.
we did it unhealthily like 5 or 6 episodes in a row. But to bring them up one last
Right.
time, it's really healthy what Baltimore did. Like, for a while there, they were contending with mediocrity. Some seasons they'd win 90 games. Some seasons they'd look really bad. They were really trying to hang on to that, and then they finally said, you know what, fuck it. We're going to get rid of everything. We're going to release Chris Davis. We're going to just let all of that go. And we're going to restart anew, and it's going to be fresh. We're going to lose for a lot. A lot of people are going to roast us. But once this is over, we're going to have, we're going to be able to laugh at everybody
They dug
else.
a
And
grave in a basement for a long time. That shit
Los
was
Angeles
gold.
needs to do this, bro.
Facts.
Los Angeles needs to get rid of everybody, sell Mike Trout for a cheeseburger, release Anthony Rendon. Don't even let Ohtani even think about coming back. Just move on, trade everybody, start fresh, get a new, fresh, healthy identity. Because Baltimore did it. After a while of being toxic, after a while of just, we knew they weren't going to win, they were able to do it. So can you, Los Angeles. That's all I got.
Honestly. It's not a bad idea.
I was asking my Yankees to do this, and then they brought up Yason just for him to blow out his arm. But before we even, I don't even want to start getting on the Angels because that'll just depress me. AL East rival, they haven't even brought up Jackson yet.
Number one prospect.
Gosh, man.
That infield's going to be scary, too, with Gunnar and Mountcastle.
Infield,
oh, my God.
They honestly, Alex, they remind me of your Cubs. When
2015, 16-ish,
when Chris was coming up. When they just had this slew of position player prospects coming up.
Yeah.
And they were just bashing people. Kyle Schwarber was debuted, and they were just coming up. They were just bashing.
Contreras,
even Jorge Soler had a little bit of a moment. I mean, we thought he'd do bigger and better things for y'all. It came much later in his career, but their rebuild reminds me of that. I would say that Baltimore is still somehow, I think they're one starting pitcher away from being utterly, completely dominant. I mean, an ace. I don't mean like just any guy.
No Jack Flaherty.
You know what I mean? They got John Means back. Dean Kremer's been pretty good. Grayson's been great at the second half of the season.
Do you think that their offense is good enough to, now that John Means is back and we know that John Means is John Means again, and Grayson Rodriguez is actually putting up good performances, and like you said, they got a solid number 3 guy in Kremer. They still got Tyler Wells. They got a couple other
Kyle Gibson.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that as good as their hitting is, it can actually get this team through series that they need to get through? Considering that their pitching isn't horrible. We thought their pitching would be horrible, but it's not that bad. Like,
it's really not.
It can get cracked by somebody, but it's not that bad.
I think the only thing that puts that voice in your vocal box is the fact that they lost Feliz Batista.
Yeah.
Like when they had that killer in the 9th and you could put Cano in the 8th, they felt a little different. I thought I don't have them going to the World Series like I did before. I think if they run into Houston, they probably trip them up. But when they had Batista, I was believing. I was like, yo, that they could go all the way. Because all they got to do is put up 4 or 5 and or more, and they can hold it down on the back end.
Did they lose Bautista?
I'm not too sure now.
When did they lose Bautista? Was it before or after the deadline?
What's that Japanese pitcher's name, though?
It was after.
After.
Oh, Fujinami, I think it is.
Oh, he's
dude. They just randomly got him coming out their pen, like.
I don't even know where he came from.
Bro, he did so bad on that. He did so bad on the Athletics that the Orioles basically got him for free.
Right.
Yeah.
But
yo,
I mean, with Felix Bautista, so it's tough because he has a partially torn UCL. So he's trying to come back. Like, no lie, he probably could push himself for a comeback. Probably won't happen. But I like their bullpen regardless.
Shut it down.
Cano,
don't
like you said,
ruin
Fujinami. They got a whole bunch of other guys that just come in and just get
Danny
the job done.
Danny Colom's been good.
Yeah.
Because he could do something to his arm, and it literally threatened 2024 and like half of 2025.
Right. Yeah, that's not smart now.
So it's like, just chill, man. Yeah, just chill that out.
Yeah. You know what's actually funny? Speaking of Fujinami, I actually just read this. Or I saw this whole article of YouTube video on him the other day. Because if you actually look at his stats, like, it's weird. Like, he does have a higher ERA, but his average and whip are pretty good. Like, it's like batting average against like 199. Mm-hmm. The thing with him, and he actually admitted it, is that he doesn't actually pitch well under pressure. Like, when there's like a big crowd or big fan or like on a good team, that's why he actually originally went to the Oakland Athletics. So he says there's like a lot of times that like he's pitching for the Orioles, knowing it's like a playoff like race team, and he gets a little nervous. But I guess like the fans know that, so they've been like really good with moral support for him like the last like couple months. But like in general, that's cool. Like pretty much the only reason why like
I kind of appreciate that.
Yeah, me too.
Now I'm also an old head, and I don't want to hear that shit. I'm also an old head. Don't keep that shit to yourself. Tell your teammate that in the locker next to you. Don't fucking tell him. Why do we know that? Why do we know that?
Dude, that's out
I
there.
respect it, but I'm sorry. I got some grays in here. There's some gray in here. I don't want to hear that shit. Keep that to yourself.
And especially too, because when you think about it, like with sports in general, that's basically saying like you're never gonna do good in like the spotlight.
The hell?
So that's
The
why
lights
he's like,
are too bright. I'm from New York, bruh. I don't want to hear that shit.
dude, imagine if he played for the Yankees. Oh my god.
Oh God.
No. Don't send him to the
Oh,
Yankees. They have a way of just.
I wish him all the success because he's nasty. I would never step in a box to deal with him. Never ever. Never ever ever.
Yeah, he's
But-
a cannon.
If I know that I could just turn the bulbs up, get some new bulbs in the you know what I mean? And he gonna start going wild, and I'm like, all right then. But don't tell us that, man.
Yeah, that was
Yes, that's what a
too
therapist is
honest.
for, man.
But
Come on,
Man,
man.
just
I
do
respect the honesty. I love it. Trust me, I love it.
Anybody
Yeah,
else got
but
any?
the dinosaur in me is like, come on, man.
Anybody else got
So-
any takes on the Orioles?
Yeah, just my last take on it too, because Ricky
Uh-oh.
brought it up too, because I said it last week about the ace. Like that's like 100% what they need. But the thing also too that I would love to see with the Baltimore Orioles, because not only is most of their talent homegrown and they're stacked there, spend some money now. Now is the time for the upcoming season to spend some money.
Right.
Because bro, if you're winning 100 games
Spend
now with nothing,
recklessly.
yes,
Spend
like dude,
recklessly. You have
Guys.
no contract that you have to sign in the next couple of years. Get a little
I know.
reckless. Sign some expensive deals. Trade them if it doesn't work, bro.
I don't even care if they
Good
went in
thing.
on like Otani. Like he would never
This
go there. I
is
don't
their
think, but-
time to pull an Atlanta Brave and sign everyone to cheap extensions. I don't know how they're not doing it. Right now, we should be hearing, 8
Bro, the
year,
Orioles do not have a
$120 million
money
deal
laundering
for
scheme
Gunnar
going on.
Henderson. Like,
They're not even capable of thinking of something like that.
Not in Baltimore.
cause of the Angelos. We talk about
yeah.
pay. They're not
bad.
Gonna,
They're bad.
I don't know what they're gonna do.
They're bad.
They might turn that team into the Oakland Athletics, if for all we know,
Right.
and that'd be
Oh,
a damn
God.
crying shame.
You
That'd
saw
be a
they just
shame.
signed a 30-year extension to stay at Camden Yards.
Yeah, at Camden. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
that's
did?
awesome. Yeah, 30 years.
Oh, that's so okay. All right.
so
alright.
they'll be there. Hopefully,
I love
hopefully
that.
They
they
need to give the
spend.
Nationals
That
their
place was
money that they
awesome.
owe them.
Yeah,
that much.
And Peter Angelos cannot outlive that 30-year agreement. So at some point there will be new ownership. I'm just being morbid, but it's the truth.
you're not wrong.
He ain't got another 30 in him. He don't have another 30 in him. So the
Alright,
Oriole
fair
fans
enough.
can rejoice.
Wolfie, you had anything else?
No, that was it.
All right, cool.
He
So
might not have 20.
Miguel
Sorry.
Cabrera's retiring. This is his last weekend in the MLB. After this, he's moving on to be in the front office of Detroit. Hats off to Miguel Cabrera. I got his jersey hung up. Had to wear the Julio.
Hats off, Wolf.
Um,
Take your damn hat off.
This is our Pour It Out segment. So as a reminder, with our Pour It Out segment, for any player that retires or let's say gets kicked out the league for whatever reason, gets, too mightily injured, or a team that just falls apart and we know that they're done for the next several years, we have this segment where we just reminisce, talk about the good, talk about the bad. So to open it up, Miguel Cabrera, one of the best hitters of all time.
Wait, before you start. Hey Tommy, have you done a Pour It Out for Wander Franco yet? Have you done that?
Fuck you, Ricky. We're gonna pour him
I'm
down
just
the
asking.
drain.
Just asking here.
By the way, some breaking news. Did you guys see what Carlos Rodon did tonight? Not a no-hitter. He gave up 8 runs with no outs against the Royals, and it's 9-0 in the first inning.
Oh!
Holy fuck! Sorry,
and it's
Ricky.
Still only 2 outs.
Poor Ricky. You've killed him.
Oh my gosh! I saw a tweet that was like, "Wow, Rodon is doing something like Rodon and crazy," and I was like, "Oh shit, is he throwing a no-hitter?" And no.
Damn, I got Aaron Judge.
The
for a home
opposite. The
run tonight.
complete
A no-outer?
opposite.
throwing a no-outer.
Yeah, and he's already taken. He's got taken out of the game.
What the fuck is a no-outer?
Bro, that reminds me of John Lester.
Out.
Fucking John Lester would have a start or two like that
Yo,
every
thank
year.
God it's not in Yankee Stadium.
Bro.
They would have had a field day.
Oh my gosh, that contract is looking real bad. All right.
Oh man.
How is that physically possible? How do you just drop that at my front door like a flaming hot turd bag? Like, I'm stomping on this turd right now. Like, then you go on to the next segment? You fucking bastard!
You let him
I'm
put it
sorry.
out.
I'm stomping on mad dog shit right now. Whatever this is.
Oh no.
Wow.
Damn it, Wolfie.
Against
I'm
the Royals.
flabbergasted. No outer in
Wolfie
8
dead
runs.
ass just.
All right.
He,
All right.
Wolfie just came in out of nowhere with that shit.
I saw it and I was so stunned.
need a
I
shot.
had to say
I'll
something.
be right back. Anyway,
Snap.
Miggy, please. Miggy. Right to Miggy. Let's get
Miguel
right to Miggy.
Cabrera's retiring.
Miggy.
We're losing another great this year. I'll smoke to that.
I took my shot. That was for Miggy, yo. That was for Miggy.
You know,
I'm not
how about
gonna
that,
say that
man?
was
What
for that
a career
bullshit.
for Miggy.
What a career. Triple crown.
Excellent career.
Oh,
I was just about to
monster,
say too.
monster.
You could make the argument that was one of the better long-term contracts in baseball. Both of them, because he signed 2 with them. He signed a.
Right.
Yeah, but like he's also been pretty down for the past like 6 years. Not gonna lie.
Dude, I mean, he's still like putting up.
I'll say
not
4.
bad numbers.
I'll say 4. I'll say
Yeah.
3 or 4. He had a sneaky good year somewhere in there, like a little resurgence.
Yeah,
year
but like in
when he
2018,
was like 35, 36.
2018, he only played 38 games. Yeah, the next year he came back, you know, hit 282, 12 home runs, 59. But Miggy was done. Like he wasn't, you know, 30
see the
home runs,
last,
100
like,
RBIs,
4.
hitting 300.
Yeah, the power definitely went.
Well, I see like
He's-
this. If you give someone like an 8-year deal and at least for 5 of them he was really good, or 4 to 5 of them, I mean, I'll take that nowadays baseball.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but when he
I'll
was
tell you
on,
what.
when he was electric, so he had in 5 straight years he was in the top 5 MVP voting. You know, 1 MVP back-to-back years. Don't forget he won a championship with Miami. Didn't really quite achieve that in Detroit. I don't know about you guys, but those Detroit teams with Miggy and Max and Verlander, you know, all that crazy shit that was going on. I really wanted those teams to win.
Absolutely.
Not gonna lie. I think part of the reason
breaking
why I hate
news.
the Giants is because the Giants killed both the Rangers and the Tigers, and I hated that shit. Hated that shit.
Oh, I was tight.
Both
Especially
of
the
those
Rangers one. That hurt.
Oh
I ain't gonna
god,
lie.
yeah, no, that hurt my heart. When the Rangers lost, yeah, that hurt my heart.
That hurt.
With Miggy
But
too, it's crazy. with that
Miggy
World
just breaking
Series.
news, y'all. Miggy just passed Hank Aaron for most career doubles. He just
Oh,
passed
sick.
him on an all-time doubles
That's
list.
awesome.
right now. Like,
And
today.
Hank Aaron was what we call a wall banger. He wasn't just hitting home runs. He was a line drive monster.
Dude,
So the
511
Hank
home
Aaron
contact,
runs.
too,
doubles is
bro.
a big deal too.
He hit for
Yeah,
average too.
511 home runs, fucking 3,170 hits, you know, 1,800 fucking RBIs.
Career 306, 900 OPS. Like, that's
You want to know
awesome.
something crazy too? Is that the year that the Florida Marlins won the World Series, he actually only got called up that year.
Yeah.
That was like, it wasn't like, oh, you know, we signed him, he was already like, dude, that was like, he just got called up, won the World Series. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't like that year.
Yo, that year
Yeah, he
was
took the Cubs.
that year was wild, yo.
Oh
'Cause
yeah,
I had,
that was
Was that the
that
Bartman?
year,
Was that the
okay.
Steve Bartman year, or is that after?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that
That was
was that.
2003.
Yeah, so from
That was that game.
It was
the
against
moment,
It was against the
Wow.
Marlins in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's
yo,
right.
Alex, what's with this guy today? What's with this guy?
He's got,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
got
I was-
something out for me, bro. He's got something out
What's
for
with
us.
this man?
He's
Yo,
out for us,
yo,
Ricky.
yo.
Fuck.
Yo, Wolfie, you what's up, man? You wanna
We gotta get
you
all
bring up a
the
lot of trauma.
all the
A lot
Mets
of
misery. I
trauma
have to get off
today,
my
man.
chest somehow.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
been
yo.
into that in how long?
You blasting in Alex's direction. I done already got
Pause.
shot. I'm already bleeding on the curb. Like
I gotta
Hey,
be
yo.
the instigator of this episode.
Pause.
not I'm bleeding through my chest, not a vagina. All right.
Nah, you said
hell?
Wolfie's shooting in your direction and Alex's direction. Like, you're talking some nonsense, brother.
Dodge that
We
shit.
did the AO episode already, y'all. Yo, fans, you could go back. That's like some.
Yeah,
old
we got a
archive
lot of
shit.
AO episodes, but yo,
the AO episode, yeah, that we not
so
doing this today.
Miggy, like, bro, from when he got into the league at 20 to his age 33 season, he was in the top 30 of MVP every single year.
That's awesome.
And top 15 after those first 2 years in the league, he was top 15 every single year. His best season, I would say, is probably 2013, 44 home runs, 137 RBIs. He hit 1.078 OPS. Hit 348. Bro, this dude was nasty.
That's insane, yeah.
Do you guys
That he
think
didn't even win the
he'll
Triple
be-
Crown that year either. He did it the year before.
Right.
Yeah.
2012 was the one for me though.
Yeah.
That was the
It's
one.
crazy.
For
Oh,
me.
yeah, that was
Every
exactly
single
what I
stat
did.
in 2013 is
Yeah.
better though. Every single stat.
Right. It's just Mike Trout was like more of a thing.
Yeah.
Do you guys think he'll be
My
another
bad, not
100%
12,
walk-in to the Hall of Fame?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he should be.
Oh yeah.
Do you think there's gonna be that
Yo,
one
I
year?
remember
Here's
this.
my thing. Here's my thing, right?
Oh god.
So you look at literally
Here's
no,
the
no,
reporter.
no, no, like no, you look at literally every other guy that wasn't 99%. Like Griffey was 99, right? Or he wasn't. He was like
Jeter was
99.1,
I think he was,
right?
yeah. He wasn't
No, I
unanimous.
Jeter was, yeah, Jeter had one. Wasn't it some one Boston writer that just didn't put him
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my
There's
thing
something
is
weird.
like, how do you look at someone like Miguel Cabrera, for example, and say, how do you make
That
a
was
case that
gang
he's not
affiliated.
Hall of Fame? You know what I mean? How is that not 100? How is like Griffey not? How is all of those guys not 100%?
I completely agree. Bro, how is there
Stooges.
not like
How?
it's such a like a rare thing. How is there not guys that everybody's like, yep, they're Hall of Fame? It should
Isn't
be-
Mo
be
the first isn't Mo the first
80%.
unanimous?
Yeah.
I think
That's
a
stupid.
guy like Adrian
yeah.
Beltre shouldn't even be like. What's to
Right.
think about?
And that's what right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, so, you know, I don't understand. I can go on a whole rant about the Hall of Fame and everything because I absolutely hate that shit. Because, you know, I don't care if Barry Bonds did steroids. Put these fuckers in the Hall of Fame and give them their own fucking back. You know, give them
Section,
like a
yep.
The
Davy
juice
Jones
wing.
locker exhibit. Like, do whatever you got. Just get them in the fucking Hall of Fame because it's the history of baseball no matter what. And they fuck
I
it up
completely
all the
agree.
time with that. You know, they let people in and leave people off that shouldn't be off, and they let people in that shouldn't be in. And then now you got, like, this is another good point that we're coming up with is how the fuck is not more than half of the people that are in the Hall of Fame 100% first year ins? Like, we should know what a Hall of
Yeah.
fucking Famer is by now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, a lot of these guys have been doing these ballots longer than the players have had careers. You know, and I don't know. Then I'm not gonna lie. I kind of look up some of the guys, and I'm like, you look like you ain't bust a sweat in your life. How did you get a vote? Like, it looked like it literally physically hurts you to sweat. Like,
And then
it's hot
there's,
today. Like,
and you know what? Another thing that doesn't make sense is that the guy, like, the percentage is different every fucking year. Like, for example, Scott Rowland, his first year he was on the ballot was like fucking horrible, all the way at the bottom, barely made it to where he could be on the next year's ballot, and he
all
kept
Scott
growing
Rowland did
in
was be
percentage.
amazing my whole life.
Bro, his career is over. What did he change to convince people that he was a Hall of Famer?
I completely
Right.
fucking
What the
agree.
fuck?
Right?
Which actually also is my point too. I don't like
Right.
the fact that there's a time limit. Either it's like if
Yeah.
this guy didn't get enough votes because they
I
had to go
hate
back,
that.
and they've had to go back because didn't they just do it with McGriff recently or someone?
Well, because there's
They just did
two.
it with
There's
someone.
like, there's the 10-year vote, and then there's this committee that's like, you know, maybe that guy belongs in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, you know, yeah, like,
I feel like if you could just petition for it every year, just put the guy on the ballot. Like, why not?
right. Because
That's
you're
what-
really
Get
telling me.
Shoeless Joe Jackson in the Hall of Fame.
But yeah, moving on. You know, want to get
At
through these
42.
next little segments quickly. So Seattle, Texas, Houston. Texas is in the playoffs, basically, you know, unless they just lose every game. I think they're still in, even if they lose every game here. But Houston, Seattle, let's not talk about it too much because when this episode comes out, we could be right, we could be wrong, whatever have you. I got the Seattle jersey on. I really want to see Seattle fucking push through. It would suck to see Houston be pushed out, but come on, Seattle.
Yeah.
This.
Question for y'all guys: Where are we in our Toronto belief?
I like Toronto. I mean, if those guys are clicking, they could be dangerous. Their pitching has been stellar this season. I mean,
pitching
they're like
has been outstanding.
Yeah, they're like second in runs allowed in the AL for the year. It's insane.
For the first time in like 3-4 years, I don't trust their bats.
That's crazy. We wouldn't be having this conversation last year.
They're so streaky. They are so streaky.
They're so streaky. Thank you, Wolf. I
had them pegged for the World Series a couple months ago because it's just like I really believe in what they have. It's just they haven't shown it, like, and it's hard to say because they're a really good baseball team with a lot of talent. But it's like they haven't shown me that they can take that next step. It's weird, you know?
They should be in Baltimore's position right now.
Oh, they should be like 105.
They should be the 100 win team, and Baltimore should be the one in the wild card mix. It's like, what the fuck is going on here?
I actually had the Blue Jays winning the division at the beginning of the year, so I like you said, Sax. I had them pegged before the season started.
Too talented.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're too talented, yo.
They're such a weird team because, like, yeah, you're right. Like, when you look at their roster, you would think they should be at least a 90-plus win, 95-win team at least. And the fact that they aren't, like, even Vladdy, I don't think he has. Does he even have 30 home runs? I thought it was like.
Does
25.
he even have 20? I'll tell you.
He has 20. Relax.
I think it was like only like 25.
He's got 26. Yeah, he's got 26.
Hey, I'm podding, man. I'm podding right now. Let me
Bro,
pod.
how does Vladdy not have 30? You're telling me Lindor has more home runs than Vlad? Like, that's crazy.
That's
There's
weird.
No way.
I mean,
just saying that actually sounds weird.
He's been healthy all year too.
Yeah, he's played almost every game.
Won the home run derby.
Oh no, you got 26.
Just a quick word on Texas though that I wanted to bring up before, which is pretty crazy to think about. Twice this year, and of course they were both ex-Mets, so maybe it's just a Met curse. They had Jake and they had Scherzer. Lost both of them, and they started doing better once they lost their best pitchers, or their aces at least. Like, dude, they like literally are like 7-3 in their last 10 games after losing some guys. It's crazy. I'm shocked they turned it around.
And it's crazy.
No franchise that needs Shohei more than the Mets. From a PR perspective, from a rotational perspective, because they're down 2 aces. I don't know what you want to call Kenta. I'm not ready to call him a number 1 yet. I think he's an outstanding number 2. I'm not ready to say here your opening
I don't know,
day.
Man.
I want
to see the Mets do this healthy though. Like I want to, you know, like as much as like Ohtani to the Mets makes sense. I want to see the Mets, you know, just do it. Don't force it. You know, don't, because obviously forcing it's gotten them this far. Just do it healthy.
$1 billion.
Right.
I'll be honest, I would take him out. Like, you know, obviously everybody would want him on their team, but the pitching thing scares me. If he didn't get this injury, I would be like, Ohtani. Just knowing that he isn't going to pitch next year, and maybe there's a chance he never does again. That scares the shit out of me.
No, this is what I told myself. I told myself this. What if Ohtani comes back and does the John Smoltz thing? Yo.
I said that too, actually. I brought that up to my
That would be so electric.
I don't know why
I'll become a closer now. What?
And still hit 40 bombs.
I'll sign up for that. I'll give you the ball the last 2-3 innings, and because you have that starting experience,
Yo, and because we have
wait till the 9th. I don't gotta wait till the 9th. Yo, Shohei, here it is the 7th.
I actually like that. Yeah, 7th or 6th, because what you think about it with the Mets, if we have Diaz already and who's locked down, if he could pitch like the 7th and 8th, like 2 innings at a time instead,
2 or 3.
Dude, that would be crazy. Yo, yeah, it's like, all right, Kodai goes 6 strong. Kodai goes strong. He gets the 7th and 8th. Diaz 9th. There's your fucking team. I'm
That's
dreaming now.
crazy.
God damn it! See what Ricky did to me? It was all that dirt.
And he can
And you
spot start. He don't have
still
to
lose
necessarily
because your
be
offense
a-
gives you like one run.
I'm biting at the bait. I'm a fucking
The
fish
DeGrom
guy.
treatment.
He doesn't have.
The Mets
I
still
was
lose
thinking about
because
this
their only
for a
offense
while.
is a Pete Alonso home
Yeah,
run.
yeah.
Solo
Kodai
tap.
comes in for 6, Otani for the 7th, Diaz for the 8th, and the Mets lose 4-3.
Oh my gosh. It wouldn't be 4-3 if you have Alonso,
No, it'd be like
Lindor,
2-1.
Otani, and Francis Alvarez in the lineup. No way.
I hope.
Yeah.
I
That
hope.
lineup is
and,
doing
and
good.
Mauricio.
Dialing it back, we got the whole offseason to talk about Otani and and the Mets.
For sure.
Yeah, I want to see Seattle do it, but I think it's going to be Houston. I think their veterans rise to the occasion. But, you know, when you asked about Toronto, I think most likely they're going to be facing the second team out of these three, whether that be I think that's how it's working right now. Or who's fourth? Oh, the Rays actually. Wow, no.
Yeah.
So they're most likely facing the Rays. It would probably be the Blue Jays and the Rays, which sounds like a hell of a series. I still think that's winnable for Toronto. And if they end
I
up
think
against,
it is too.
if they end up against
take
like
Toronto in that.
either it would be the Orioles, the Rangers, the Mariners, the Twins, whoever makes it out of that mess, would face the Blue Jays. I don't know. I still can see them make
I
it to the World
still
Series.
trust the Blue. You know what? You might have convinced me on the Blue Jays. No, I'm like, I think they could win two series.
I don't see the Rays making noise, bro. I don't see the
Not
Rays
this
getting
year,
past
no.
that
Yo,
one.
just-
Unfortunately.
quick.
And I'm sorry.
I got a question
To be
for you
honest,
guys.
it's because of WF and what he
And
left in
McClanahan,
that.
losing McClanahan, their bullpen.
Who
I
has
can't
the
even say his
third?
name no more.
Who has the third best? Well, I guess name me the top 3 teams in baseball with run differential. 2 of them should be pretty obvious.
Without
Braves,
looking,
Shit,
Dodgers.
dude. I didn't
definitely
realize
the Braves,
Tampa was that
definitely the
high.
Dodgers.
Braves are first, Dodgers second, and the Rays are actually third, and by
Holy cow.
far, it's like 30
196.
to the next team. So like, and
Oh, really?
I also didn't realize too is that the Rays do have 97 wins. I'm not gonna say they're gonna do well in the playoffs because I'm actually a Rays hater in the playoffs. I don't think the Rays do well in the playoffs, especially with how their team's built. But that being said, dude, if they're like almost at 100 wins with that much run differential, like we can't count them out.
A lot of that run differential came in the first half of the season, though. I do not forget about that. They
That's
was going
true.
absolutely
Good point, Ricky.
crazy.
Dude,
yeah.
And I don't know how to look. I need to see what their second half splits look like right now. Because they were out of their mind before.
Yeah, they're beating
the
Toronto
scandal.
10-4 right now.
The first couple of months, like, of the season, they were just unbelievable. Like,
Dude,
one of
they
the
were on
best
pace
starts
for
we've
the
ever
record,
seen.
like-
They were historically
Yeah.
good, man.
And then they went literally
On
like
the low.
500.
Because it wasn't like one guy having like an Acuña, Matt Olson, Otani kind of year. They just 1 through 9 were going crazy. Paredes was having a great year.
So I'll give you the current playoff picture, what it's most likely going to end up being. So it's most likely going to end up being Baltimore and Texas. They get the byes. And then it's most likely going to be the Twins against whoever comes out of Houston or Seattle, which I think they're just going to smack the Twins. Listen, I know we had those talks about the Twins, but if you're telling me they're
Yo,
going to face
Matthew,
Seattle
my guy,
or Houston
sorry, but
coming out of an
Minnesota-
intense race,
Go Twins, baby.
I think the Twins are going to be bent, bro. And then the other matchup
Alex
would
with the
most
shout
likely
out,
be
even
the
though it's,
Rays and the Blue
you know.
Jays. So basically, the Rays and the Blue Jays would play, and then the Twins and Houston plays, or the Twins and Seattle plays. So, I mean,
Good
damn, I
God.
think the AL is open for anybody, bro.
Except Minnesota.
Yeah.
They got some
They,
decent.
they
I
got
know.
they got
I
the
love
pitching.
Prince.
I don't know. They,
They
could
got the-
send
they
the
got the
knockout
pitching,
I love
dude.
Prince.
to somebody.
Kevin Garnett was a great Timberwolf. It ain't happening, man. I'm sorry. I love Minnesota. There's a lot to love about Minnesota, man.
They got the
Purple
pitching to
Rain.
hang with it. I mean, their pitching's filthy.
I mean, listen,
Yeah,
remember,
Braves actually in
in
second
the
for the
wild
Cy Young,
card,
I
you
think.
They
need
would have
2
to-
wins.
Yeah.
2 wins. 2 wins. Sonny Gray, Joe
Yes. I don't trust their lineup. They got a lot of swing and miss in that lineup, man.
Yo,
It-
Carlos
this-
Correa's
this
playoff
is
numbers.
Crazy.
He's got the
Yeah,
experience.
they that. But
Royce
he's gonna need
Lewis and
someone else to
Buxton should
carry
be
with
healthy
him.
for the playoffs,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I think so.
All it takes is like, let's say Sonny Gray goes 7 innings, 1 earned run, and your bullpen finishes it off, you just need like 2 home runs.
Their bullpen is
one
good.
from Joey
It's
Gallo,
damn good.
one from Joey Gallo, one from Jorge Polanco, and then you go into game 2. Joe Ryan
Polanco's
pitches you.
good.
You know, he pitches a gem, and you got the other team on the ropes. It could be. You know,
It's
just
possible. You can't.
Yeah.
I don't think you can count them out.
If the Twins steal game 1 and the other team's booty cheeks get tight, then who knows what can happen, man. Like, oh shoot,
all right,
God.
so
we
Ricky's saying for the
no,
Twins
no.
to do anything, the other team's booty cheeks are gonna have to get tight.
Wow, I'm shocked, yo. So I almost just said, do the Twins have the best ERA among the AL playoff teams? And I'm actually shocked who has the best out of the AL
It's
teams.
Tampa, isn't it?
No, it's actually Toronto.
Toronto, really?
Yeah.
Toronto's
They got
the
God
second best in
surprised.
baseball.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I'm not
Seattle's
surprised.
behind
They-
them, and then Tampa, and then Twins. So Twins are 6th in baseball with team ERA, which is why I do think, like, you know, there's a chance. But dude,
Is George Springer still on fire? Because last I saw, he was tearing shit up.
I would say, like, for the Orioles, for the Rangers, they need to pray that Houston gets knocked out by Seattle here, because I think Houston's the only one that's really in the way of these teams, like Toronto, Texas, Baltimore. I think if Houston's there, they're gonna be playing that, you know, that evil stepchild shit, and they might put away a lot of these teams.
Can
But
someone
if they're
kick
not
them
there,
out?
man,
Yeah.
That would be
honestly.
so interesting. Imagine if they
Right.
weren't in the playoffs, how much more interesting it would be.
that's
on
what I'm
the AL
saying. Because then
side.
you'd have Seattle, Baltimore, Toronto,
Texas.
Texas. Fuck Tampa. And you know,
Minnesota.
Minnesota would even have a chance, man. Like,
I'll be honest, the AL side is actually, like, even though I'm an NL fan, the AL is definitely a lot more exciting with who could come out, because it's right now, it almost seems like the Braves, Dodgers, Phillies. Like we said, it's like 3, the other 3 don't even matter. But on the AL side, dude, I feel like it's up for grabs for anybody right now this year.
Yeah.
I'm up here talking about George Springer. Is he still on fire? And he's completing the career worst season of his life. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's why when you said that, I was like,
fuck
I
is
don't
that?
know. Like, I didn't think he was, but I didn't have enough information on that
Well,
one.
He was on at one
is he
point.
healthy yet?
Yeah, he's healthy. He's
Boba Fett?
playing. Yeah.
He,
Oh, Boba
I
Fett.
don't
I
think
think
he's
so,
ever
yeah.
played this many games in my life. I don't think I've ever seen him play. Yo, he's George Springer. George Springer has played 153 games this year.
Has
Wow.
he?
Maybe that's why he's having a career worst season.
That's true.
There you go.
He almost was a Met, too.
It,
don't
gotta. Hey,
But don't
you
forget,
want me out
man,
here?
You get George Springer into the playoffs too.
Bro,
That's another
those
guy.
World Series homers.
That man, I trust more than Correa. Joe Springer acts like he's Mickey Mantle when it's October. Like I know what time it is. He's like Damian Lillard. I'm sorry, basketball reference again. He's like Damian Lillard or something. When it's
I
postseason.
can really see
He's just
Toronto
Maybe that's a
going
Minnesota
up in Tampa,
omen now.
getting in their asshole, and fucking doing
Pause.
damage, bro.
Dude, you gotta remember, too.
It's
they
gonna
only
have
lost
to be
last
from
year
the
to that
mound.
bullpen.
It's
Remember
gonna have
that
to be
bullpen?
from the pitching mound.
Yeah, I mean they blew it against Seattle,
Dude, it
Yeah.
was like a
But,
historic. They
like-
gave up like 7
Yeah,
runs.
they did.
but I'm telling you, if Houston is not there, we're gonna have one of these teams maybe getting fucking shitted on by the Braves or whatever. But you know, it's exciting. So gun to your guys' head, real quick. Gun to each and every one of your heads. Who's coming out of the AL?
I'm going Texas still.
I'm gonna die on the Baltimore Hill. I'm still gonna say Baltimore. I trust the kid's energy.
I hate saying what I'm about
Trust
to
the
say.
kids.
I swear to God, it's still gonna be Houston. I've been saying it since like June, and I just
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
I hate it, dude. It's the worst thing.
Don't,
I'm just thinking like,
don't
dude,
even do it.
so much
You don't
playoff
have to.
experience.
Don't.
Bregman, Jordan, Altuve in the playoffs.
Yada.
They got
Yada.
Verlander back. Like, God, I hate the Astros. Like, they're so good. That's, I just know they're gonna be like, we just got back to the playoffs. Like, let's just do it again.
If I am a
Wouldn't surprise
writer
me.
for a, if I am a writer for a column, yes, the Houston Astros are the team that's gonna come out the AL for all the reasons you mentioned, experience and
Yeah,
My gut tells me some youngins is gonna run them old heads or out of here.
Ricky?
I just see it.
I
the
want
fact that Houston's
Baltimore
a bunch of old
so
heads
bad.
now is nuts.
And I'm the oldest one here by far. Like, but whatever.
Dude, I want Baltimore to
No.
get it so bad. So bad.
That'd be
Baltimore
awesome.
would be
I'm
cool.
hyped.
But
Oh,
what
yeah,
I'm
I got the
going with
fucking
is
record on my
Wolfie.
ear.
I agree with Wolfie, but I agree to a different degree. I say whoever makes it out of Seattle and Houston. And the reason why I say that is because if Seattle makes it to the playoffs, they're going to have so much hype, so much momentum. And it's going to be ridiculous. Their crowd is going to be alive for their one road playoff game. If they even fucking get that, whatever. But I see they'll have the pit. They'll meet Minnesota. That would be their first round matchup, right?
Right.
I can see them taking care of
They can
Minnesota.
absolutely bring that.
And second round it'd be Baltimore. I think Seattle has the pitching for Baltimore. They absolutely do have the pitching.
Seattle can pitch with anybody.
Oh yeah.
And they can hit with
Anybody.
anybody.
So many guys.
Their clutch hitting
Anybody.
is they have the best clutch hitting in the
Anybody.
league. I could see them getting by Baltimore, getting to the World Series, and then they'd unfortunately lose. But if Seattle makes the playoffs, mark it down, they're going to the World Series.
Seattle
to see
can
that.
transform and beat anybody if they get in.
God, dude. I want
Anybody,
Seattle to make it so bad.
including the Orioles that I just picked.
You know, to get through a couple more things here, Royals Athletics, you know, we were going to do a segment about them. I don't even think they deserve time on the podcast.
I got my notes for it, but because I got to come prepared.
Yeah.
It was not fun doing this. It was so not fun doing this. But,
Oakland's a
dude.
joke. Guys, I'm honest, like, I don't even think we should spend any time.
I feel like it's a playoff podcast, and they're not even close to the playoffs right now.
they're not
Literally the
close to the
furthest
playoffs
thing
when my
from.
kid graduates.
No way.
I do want to give some shout outs though. I did prepare some shout outs. I want to give a shout out to Brett Rooker, who's gonna be 30 years old next year.
A 30-year-old rookie.
You know, he has a OPS that's over 800, so salute to that.
Bro, he's a homer away from 30 too.
Shout out to Ryan Noda, who is 27 years old. These are not young prospects. They're already on the way out. I don't know what Oakland got going on. What Oakland, soon to be
Look at
Las
Wolfie's
Vegas,
face.
got going on. In less than 400 at bats, he has 16 home runs and 75 walks. That's pretty impressive. It shows he has some kind of bat and eye, a little bit of pop, and
I'll try to
that,
have a
ladies
straight
and
face
gentlemen,
here,
is
man.
my
They'll trade him by next year.
Oakland Athletics shout out. That's
All right,
That's all I
so
got.
moving on. Oh, brother, this guy stinks. No. I fuck with it though.
Ryan
I
Noda.
fuck it. Ricky's prepared, man. But before we really dig into the NL and kind of wrap this up, you know, quick want to first give shout out to the Detroit Tigers. You know, they second in the Central. I believe they're only going to finish like a few games away from 500. Really had a solid second half. I compare them to the Arizona Diamondbacks of last year, where we sat here and we said, you know, next year they're going to be pretty spicy. They can absolutely be pretty spicy. And look, Arizona's in the playoffs. So I would like to say the podcast called that one. We were all on board with that fucking shit.
I was
secondly,
a year too early on the Tigers. I gotta admit that.
bro,
one.
I don't
Maybe
know,
2
man.
years too early.
They got
have 4-game
great
better record than the
fucking.
Mets.
Their hitters have stepped up this year,
My
They have
condolences.
30 bombs, yeah. 30 bombs
Yeah.
from Torkelson.
and they're pitching fully healthy. You're talking. They're gonna get. They didn't even have Casey Mines this year.
I
Who
was
could have
like,
added
Casey?
you those 5? He could have added you those
Casey?
5 wins that would have gotten them to being a 500 ball club. And if you're a 500 ball club, you will be in the playoff hunt with this extra
True.
wild card.
I did have a couple Royal shout outs. I'll get them quick. Nelson. And they're not Bobby Witt. It's not Bobby Witt, people. I know my shit. All right, so I want to give a salute to Nelson Velasquez.
Hey,
He turns
huge
25 in
former
December. He's a legit prospect. He's not 28 or whatever like Oakland is doing right now. In 51 games, 151 at bats, y'all. That's pretty much a third or a fourth of a season. This kid has 17 home runs. 17. Real
go.
power. His slugging has consistently been over 600. His strikeout to walk ratio is a 1 to 3, so it's not too bad. So Bobby, you know, he got a little help there, and then they got this kid named Nick Lofton. That's Lofton, Loftin, not Ton. He's 25 years old, and it's a small sample size, only 57 at bats, but he's batting .316 right now. So they got those, you know, two to go around Bobby. But at some point, please, God.
Okay. I'll give the white person face.
You guys know the Royals don't have a single top 100 prospect?
The cop
I
flashlight.
can believe that.
Yeah.
Very nice hitters you got there, Kansas.
It's bad, Wolfie.
You got the state trooper light
The
on you.
Kansas
That's
City
when
Royals.
the super bright
What?
flashlight.
Moving
By the
on.
way,
Leaving those guys
Yankees
in
are
the
coming
back.
back against the Royals. They just hit a 3-run homer. It's 10-3 now.
Oh.
Only down by 7.
Yo, no, I
should be
gotta
better,
piss
right?
real quick. I'll be right
Yeah.
back.
Say that again.
I gotta piss real quick. I'll be right back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, Alex.
Where's
you
your
gotta
milk
hear this,
jug?
though. I hate
Pee
Wolfie.
yourself.
I
Bro,
hate
let's
him.
go under the desk.
I hate this man. Why would you tell me that?
Yeah,
They're coming. They're roaring back.
I'm not even joking you, Ricky. I swear to God, I mean this. I actually do think they're going to come back. And I'm not even joking.
Yo.
There's
Yeah.
just
The
something.
Mets are beating the shit out of the Cardinals. 14-2.
And the Denver Broncos are they got a shot. They coming back in
Against
that
the
Miami
Miami.
game too?
Dude, that was
Yo,
crazy.
Miami's beating the Pirates right now. They might be securing their spot.
Yo, do you guys
Miami-
know
What?
Miami's up and the Cubs are down.
Do you guys know what's happening with Miami?
Oh wow. That's because
schedule
Alex
right now?
walked away, y'all.
Yeah, they had a whole canceled
Alex
game with the
walked away.
Mets.
Yeah, so what happened is the Mets. It was the 9th inning with like an out or two. The Marlins scored 2 runs to make it a 2-1 game, and the fucking Mets put it into a 3-hour rain delay and then postponed the game. To where if Miami is in a tiebreaker after Sunday when the season ends, they have to go back to New York on Monday to restart the game in the 9th inning 2-1, and that'll determine their season.
But I don't know, man. The Marlins are up right now.
Yeah, bro, they had a comeback.
And-
They were
and
down
if-
3-0. They came back in the
And-
eighth.
That's crazy.
What happens too is if the game, if they don't have to play it, the Mets will actually win it because they won't count the 9th inning. Even though they put up 2 runs, they'll cancel that out and say the Mets won 1-0, ending it in the 8th inning, which is stupid. But my point being is that like the Marlins season might come down.
What if I had
to
a
playing the
milestone
9th
home
inning.
run in there? Like what the
Your
hell?
stats don't count. Isn't that crazy?
What?
Yes, I
Yo,
just
That's
imagine
wild.
if like
before
Pete
this
Alonso
podcast.
hit like his 300th home run like then.
Yep.
Just
Isn't that fucking nuts, dude? I heard
What
that
if-
on the radio. and
What
I was
if
shocked.
that 30-30 that Francisco Lindor did was in that time
Yeah.
frame? Like,
Dude,
what the
I
hell?
know. It's crazy. And which, like, even
All
just
right.
in general, imagine your season comes down to you go back into the 9th inning in a 2-1 game, with like an out, and you have to win that for the going to the wild card. That's so weird.
Pressure's on,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Bro,
like,
Yeah, dude, because if
we
the
gotta
Mets all of a
fly
sudden
to-
come out swinging, you're fucking done.
that's what I'm
Like,
saying. The Mets come out. They just take steroids for that one fucking.
No, I was
game.
gonna say, yeah, that one
Imagine come
game.
out and fuck the Marlins.
Dude, they literally
Well, my
pitched
thing is-
Senga in the 9th inning because they're just like, fuck it, we don't even care. Like,
Right, like the Mets just go fucking balls to the wall and just fucking obliterate the Marlins.
well, dude, if you were the Marlins, you would probably think about pitching like Sandy that 9th inning because the Mets would have to come
Bro,
back.
I
up
would
again.
imagine
would you
if the
do?
Mets just kept them up all night for those 3 innings. The Mets just kept
Yeah.
the Marlins up all night in their hotel. Like they just played like loud fucking music.
Dude, oh
Just
my
some
god.
crazy.
I'd be so
sabotage.
pissed if I had to go back for a 1 inning tiebreaker. That would be crazy.
Sandy versus Senga, 9th inning, yeah.
Yo,
Dude, I know. Like you,
Yo, Tommy, you
I would
fucking
do it. I
stupid.
swear to God.
Bro, not to mention, like, what would the fans look like? Like, do you think all the fans would show up? I don't
Yo,
know.
imagine like bad
Yeah,
people
what
just
is that?
bum rush the stadium for a
Yeah.
3-out game.
What's gonna happen?
Seriously, like I actually is that
No,
even
this
open
is
to the
a-
public? Like, how do you even get to that game?
Can you imagine? Yo,
Literally
Alex,
show up 3 outs and leave. Like it
Actually,
has
yeah,
to be some
that's
crazy shit.
no, that's a sell.
Yo, Alex,
I
can you
gotta figure
imagine
that
the
out.
Vikings? Can you imagine the Vikings having to fly to freaking like SoFi to kick a field goal. 3 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, imagine.
Like,
It's the
they-
2-minute warning.
Sports, like,
They get to like the 30-yard line, and then all of a sudden a fucking tornado hits, and you have to fucking to like postpone the game, and you come
we
back for
gotta
that
get on a
field goal.
flight for our kicker. We gotta get on a flight for our kicker.
Bro,
Just send
the
him.
kicker.
Don't even
Nobody
send the
else
rest of the
needs to
team.
go.
Yeah, exactly. Just send the kicker.
Holy fuck, man!
I,
But
you know what?
Yo.
I am
Alright,
dying.
so-
Saxby, you brought the best point though. I am dying to figure out when anybody does
He killed
text
it.
in the group chat. What is the attendance? Like, what is that for the public? Are they even allowing people in? I don't even think they are, to be honest. Because why?
bro, they're
I should
really
not
hoping
only be
Miami
able to
gets it
come
fucking
in-
done, bro.
Not only should I be able to get in for free, but I should be able to bring alcohol.
BYOB.
Prostitution should be legal.
Mad people just get wasted
It
for
should
those
just be
3 outs.
free
They're
beer.
just
No, it should be free world. It should be free world. It should be prostitution legal, alcohol
You
legal.
can just smoke dope in the stands.
Everything go. Yo,
what?
Mayor Eric, whatever your last name is, I forget
Adams.
at the moment. Just Eric Adams, let it fly, yo. Just let it all go, sir.
Oh man!
We're gonna
but
do
moving-
this.
On that
We're gonna
note,
treat this like the
no,
Wire.
we are moving on.
Season
that.
2. We're gonna treat this like the Wire, season 2. Just let them sell drugs on the block, man. Just let
That
them.
was
just let them go crazy.
awesome. That was awesome. But yeah, so one last quick shout out. You know, Pittsburgh Pirates, 10 games under 500. They started the year off, and we thought, you know, maybe, just maybe, it's Pittsburgh's time. They got to extend Brian Reynolds with the year that they had. But you know,
Not
shout out
Ricky,
to the
apparently.
Pirates. That's another team that maybe they can make
Not
some noise
me.
next year if they spend money. But yeah, so to move on to the NL wild card though, the Marlins right now are winning their game. The Cubs right
Cubs
now
are
are losing
losing
by 3 runs.
Yeah, bro,
So
Carlos
this-
Santana hit a triple. What is this? Slow ass Carlos Santana.
Who hit a triple?
What the fuck, bro? Carlos Santana.
Carlos Santana.
The man with negative speed.
He was probably running backwards. He's
I
fast.
have to see that.
Bro.
That man is a minus. That,
Exactly.
That man's speed,
Bro, he's got like negative 10
that
speed in
man's
MLB The
speed
Show.
looks like a good golf score.
That's great.
That
Wow,
man's
the-
speed is like Tiger Woods in 9-9, like
Yeah.
negative
So-
18, like just killing.
Let me
killing shit.
let me set the scene for this real quick. So the Braves and Dodgers obviously would get the bye. You know, huge seasons by them. You know, the Dodgers, they still got a shot at squeaking out 100 wins. Braves got 103 right now as we record. The Brewers, it looks like they're going to face either the Marlins or the Cubs, or if for some fucking reason the Reds make it, which I think if the Marlins win today, the Reds are good as done. But yeah, so it would most likely be the Brewers versus the Marlins or the Cubs, and then the Phillies versus the Diamondbacks. So we got some good opening series here.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
definitely.
I'd love a Cubs
Oh, yeah.
Brewers
I think the Diamondbacks
wild card
gonna
series.
steal
That'd
the
be
game.
fun. I just
Dude,
don't
the
think
Cubs
it's gonna
versus the
happen.
Wild. Oh my God, the Cubs
Cubs
versus
Brewers
the
wild
Brewers is
card.
gonna be
Pretty
so
good rivalry.
That's
It's a
that's the
huge
one.
rivalry. I just
I'll
don't
be
think it's gonna
honest.
happen, bro. I think the Brewers are gonna do everything they can to keep the Cubs out. I mean, imagine like you win the division earlier this week, and then you're able to eliminate your rival from the playoffs. Like, why not?
It's going to take a lot for the Cubs to get in, but if they do, I don't think any NL team
Bro,
should
they just
feel
gotta keep
good
winning.
about it.
I don't know, man.
But I
mean,
don't. Down 3-0 right now, man.
No, especially if
It's-
Miami
it's-
hangs on. If
like
Miami
they-
hangs on and the
they
Cubs
close it
lose, it'll be a game and a half difference between them, and
Cubs-
that means the Cubs will basically have to
pitching
win the
down
next
the
two.
stretch has not been ideal for going into the postseason, but
They've been bad, dude.
If they
They've been
get
losing
in-
to teams that they need to beat, like the Rockies, like the Pirates. Like they need to win these games, and they just
Yeah, the
they've
Rockies
they
been-
could
they've
have
been cold.
easily
cold.
won these 2 games against the Braves.
Yeah, they were up late in the first 2 games and just blew it.
Each of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw how the Braves walked off, went right near Dansby. We're just celebrating by him. That
yeah,
has
Yeah,
to
right.
suck to see.
that hurts, dude. Well, and then Seiya missing the
that's
ball
not
in the
cool.
lights or whatever, like that shit only happens to the Cubs. I swear to God. Like,
Oh, you haven't
But
met
hey,
the Mets.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, when it comes to the Cubs though, if this is, their goodbye to the season, what a season regardless. I mean, they have a lot of talent that you guys have to look forward to. Cody Bellinger revived his career in Chicago. I mean, it could be very well that he signs an extension there because, he's obviously comfortable. He obviously loves playing there. You got Dansby, and the contract isn't a bust. You got Morel, who, arrived on the scene. You got all these other guys, Nico Horner. The list literally
I like PCA.
goes on and on. So I don't think this is as, like, if the Cubs don't make the postseason, did any of us have them making it? I mean, I think we had them, hey, if they
Next
get
year,
lucky, they can get in.
They're going to spend money.
Yeah.
They
Next year,
they don't sit around and...
They got to spend money. They're a top 3 market in baseball. They got to spend the money.
Yeah.
But
I actually think the
when's
Cubs
the
might
biggest...
be the ones to
I'm
open the
comfortable
pocketbook
with
for
saying the
Bellinger.
Cubs are in.
Say that again, Wolf?
I said I think the Cubs actually might now be comfortable enough to open the pocketbook and be the one to go after Cody Bellinger.
They should.
Clearly, why wouldn't you?
But
exactly.
Why wouldn't you?
Well, the thing is, like, when's the last big contract they've given out? They really haven't. Like,
Yeah, and
Chicago,
clearly he likes
they
playing
have
there.
the money. The
Yeah.
White Sox and the Cubs, they just have the money, but just
bro,
won't
I
spend.
don't get it. Like, the Cubs are one of the 3 biggest markets in baseball, and they just...
But it was smart, though. Like, I mean, and that's the thing that you just gotta love about baseball is, like, even though the Cubs didn't retain, Chris Bryant, Rizzo, Baez, hey, that was fucking great because look at all of them now.
That was genius.
Yeah, still
And
love
they
them, though.
also, if I'm not mistaken, they also got, because they at least sent qualifying offers for them, they got draft picks for them. So it's
Yeah.
like we didn't necessarily let
Well,
them
and I mean,
walk.
when you
We
look
was
at
able
the-
to move up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
we
when you
was-
look at the
we was able to
prospects they
build-
got, too. I mean, they got PCA
Right.
for Baez, like, straight up. Like, that's a hell of a deal
Yeah,
for
that was-
half a season
that
for
was-
Baez.
There
Sorry,
you go,
Wolfie.
That was nuts.
Wait, didn't we?
Yo,
didn't we-
Alex
like
with
it
the
when it
shots
happened.
back. Boom, boom,
Bang, bang, bang.
boom, boom.
Thank
Oh,
you,
and-
thank you, Tommy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, I'll say one thing though. We traded
Salute.
Stroman for Anthony.
Yeah.
We gave Anthony K for Stroman. It's actually kind of weird how this all works out. We traded for Stroman for Toronto, got Anthony K, or gave them Anthony K. Excuse me. The Cubs got Stroman and Anthony K later, and then they dropped Anthony K, and then we got him back. So we basically got Stroman for nothing.
What?
Isn't that weird? Yeah, the guy we
Yo,
traded for, we
Stroman
got
sounds
back.
I didn't
like
think we'd
literally
be
like-
talking about Anthony
like-
K here.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking about that because I almost thought it was Pete Crow Armstrong, but that was the Baez one. But the same year we did Stroman, and we got the prospect.
Yo, Wolfie sounds like that crazy dude with all the pinpoints on the board trying to figure out.
Yeah. Penn Sylvia.
Fucking FBI type shit.
So
fuck.
let's flip the coin here. Cubs, great future. Marlins, wow, playoffs. Miami.
Who would have thought of that before the
Marlins
year
can't
started?
hit.
I mean,
Marlins can't hit. They out of here. They
Can't
can't hit.
hit. That's it. I don't know, man.
Reyes and who?
I mean, they got the
Reyes and
lowest.
who?
They got the lowest run
Burger.
scored in the entire NL. A
Jake Burger.
655. So
Jorge Soler.
Josh Bell,
They are a
Josh Bell
25th
resurgence.
Ricky's favorite, Josh Bell.
resurgence.
Bro, look at his stats from when he was on Cleveland to when he's on Miami. It is night and day.
He always
actually-
does this. He always does this. He moves somewhere else and he yo, I got mad Josh Bell slander if we're gonna carry this freaking pod on longer.
This is crazy.
I got mad Josh Bell slander, yo. He
Well,
is
I
that
mean-
kid that his first impression is always good. He's that dude that impresses
bro,
the
we're
ladies
forgetting about
the
Jazz?
first time they come around. And
Jazz.
Bro,
like,
come on.
he's
Jazz is
got the
back. He's
cologne and
healthy.
all that.
Jazz
He had
is
those-
healthy
he
and
had
hitting
two
the
grand
shit out the ball.
slams. Yeah, he had those 2 grand slams in 2 days.
Josh Bell is that dude that dress good, that's on food stamps, and these girls don't know it, and they get fooled by this motherfucker when he come around, and it's like, damn, you can't even get me home in an Uber at the end of the night. That motherfucker,
But-
I'm over him.
Regardless,
I can't.
regardless.
And watch you become a Yankee. Just
I
'cause
think-
I'm from the-
I think
watch
this
you become-
opening series with the Brewers and the Marlins, I think it's going to be an underrated one. Really hope the Brewers take care of business because they, like we say, they got that pitching that could you put them against
Oodles
the
of it.
Dodgers or the if
Elite
the
pitching.
if the Brewers advance, they get a rematch with Los Angeles, which is great. My thing is that Miami, they can upset Milwaukee. I really think they can
You
upset
think so?
Milwaukee. Bro, they have former Nationals legend
I
Jesus
completely agree
Luzardo
with that,
that's
to be
leading that
honest.
rotation right now. And he's absolutely fucking killing it this year. He's one of the top
Do
20
y'all
pitchers
trust
in
the
the
Brewers
National
hitting?
League. Huh?
No,
That's what
trust
we
them
gotta
not.
ask.
Nope.
Do we trust the Brewers hitters?
not
No,
at-
but that's what I'm saying. Not at all. Not even in the
I literally,
slightest.
bro, I literally do not trust the Brewers. I don't even know how the Brewers made it to the playoffs other than their pitching. If you look at their lineup, like their lineup is so weak.
Them
It's
arms literally
crazy.
carried them.
And you have to consider Rowdy Tellez is not even doing good. So like
Oh, I know. I drafted him in fantasy.
Adam Ace
Actually, I
isn't
think
having
both
a
of
great
them.
year.
I was
Wow.
leaning on those two.
They
I
have
would-
one
like,
guy
Yelich
with
is
20,
great.
20 home runs. They have one guy with 20 home
If they had
runs.
those three clicking at the same time, even if at a minimal average rate, talking about Yelich, Rowdy, Adames, I would feel a lot better. Even Tyrone Taylor, I would feel a little better.
So
South
We got
Florida
Josh
has
Donaldson
been
now.
William Contreras is having a pretty good year.
May
He
he
is,
rest in
actually.
peace. That corpse, I don't know how that corpse is alive.
Josh
That's
Donaldson.
that's another weekend at Bernie's candidate. Like, I don't even know how you hopping around
So,
here.
that,
Like,
so that's what I'm saying. Like the Brewers have the pitching, but when you talk about the Marlins hitting, they got scrappiness. Just Reyes, Josh Bell, Jazz Chisholm. They got the pop and Soler and Jake Berger.
I like Dela Cruz.
Birdie.
too.
He's been hitting the hell out the ball lately. You know, it's a team that can sneak by the Brewers, and then they'd face the Braves and probably get fucking.
Gang RA.
It would be that meme with the white girl and all the fucking black men, bro. Like,
That's so fucking great.
Like, wait a minute. Did the Marlins and Broncos play again? Like, oh my God, this is baseball.
Miami versus.
yeah, no. If the Marlins win, they would have to face the Braves, and that would be bad. So.
R.I.P. Just delaying the
Salute to
inevitable.
whoever. Well, on the other end of that, we would have
Buzzsaw.
you know the Phillies. They would be taking on the Diamondbacks.
That'd be a fun series.
Yes.
Yeah.
Real
Whoever
fun.
wins that series is the one that wins game one.
Yes, I can agree with that.
I don't
too.
know why. I just feel like whoever takes that is just gonna take the win out of the other
I can
team
see
team.
Arizona winning game one, and then Phillies like brotherly love, cocaine, crack, like it all comes back, and they win the next two.
Damn.
I'm sorry,
And
bro.
I
I don't
and I
believe in the
believe you.
Phillies, man. I don't know if it's because they have all the former Nationals hitters, and you know I saw what they did together, and they didn't
This is
accomplish much.
Bryce. It's just
Bryce,
They got
Trey,
Trey Turner.
Schwarber.
Oh, yeah.
Schwarber,
Fuck all
I forgot.
He's being a
I
hater.
didn't think about that.
Miss Kyle
But at the
Schwarber.
same time, you know, I ultimately see the Phillies beating the Diamondbacks. I think the Diamondbacks could win the division next year. Very good chance. But I don't think they'll get by the Phillies. I think the Phillies, it's like you said, Ricky, they're hot, they're pesky, they're clicking. They got the chemistry, like they're all having fun. That's the one team that I know we said is usually the team that gets in the playoffs, is hot, they're having fun, they're fucking parading the field, all this shit. That's the Phillies. I think they're gonna handle the Diamondbacks. They're gonna get this matchup most likely with either the Dodgers or the Braves. It depends on the other series, and they can make noise.
I
Absolutely.
agree.
I got
Yeah.
the
Just like
feeling-
last year.
Yeah. It would have to take a transcendent performance from somebody on the Diamondbacks. I'm talking about like 5 RBI game, 4 something crazy for them to upset Philly. Like Carroll or Walker would
Zach
have to
Wheeler's
just go
gonna
nuts.
Zach Wheeler's gonna bust their ass game one. I have a feeling.
Yeah. If they at home too,
And then the Diamondbacks, they might
Yeah.
squeeze game two, but then game three, there's gonna be like a homer from Kyle Schwarber, a homer from Trey Turner, a homer from Bryce Harper. It's gonna get disgusting, I think.
But here's the thing. This is why I said whoever wins game 1, because game 2,
that's fair.
both lineups, they're not really equipped for. I don't know. Like the Philly has a lot of swing and miss in that lineup.
Yeah.
And I think if they give up one game, that's not the team that needs to play tight. I'll put it that way. Because I think if they drop game 1, game 2 would be something like, yo, the lineup struck out like 15 times.
That's
like,
fair.
but then again, they're also capable of putting up 15 runs. So I can't wait. That might be the series outside of Brewers Cubs if we get that.
So
It's not looking good. The Marlins won. So.
Yeah. Not looking good. Alex,
Not
damn,
looking
we got
good,
this
man.
live reaction, man. That might have knocked the Cubs out, man. Oh, Bring!
Man.
He's bringing.
Damn.
Oh, man.
I mean, if the Cubs are down going into the 7th, so they're down 3-0.
Grace.
So they'll be down
So
a game
Alex,
and a
now
half.
that you're down here with the rest of us, you're off your mighty high horse. Who you rooting for?
I was the only one that had hope in the group.
Bro,
Yeah.
my first team is trash, and my
Should I-
second team
should I
isn't
con-
even gonna fucking make it, so I don't even know what to do either.
Should I continue singing Amazing Mark Grace to you?
Please do.
Yes.
No?
Yes.
No.
Please do. As I rock
Amazing
back and
forth.
Mark Grace.
What you guys have any last takes on the NL playoff run?
Oh, man.
Exciting.
We're going to get some awesome matchups. I'm so looking forward to it. I'm going to have baseball on all day.
See some
Or
upsets.
fucking repeat.
That's great.
Gonna be some good matchups. So, you know, to end this episode, I say we just reminisce on some amazing wild card moments.
Pull out the latest.
You know, early playoff moments. The one
That's a
that
big boy.
comes to mind to me immediately, man. I drove 7 hours out to D.C. from where I live in New York to go watch the Nationals and the Brewers in that wild card game. I watched Juan Soto.
Oh, you were there? Dude, no way.
Yeah, bro.
That's
I
awesome.
went there. I was by myself. It was fucking crazy. That atmosphere. I didn't think the Nationals could achieve that, but they fucking did. Like, there was like no Brewers fans in sight. The couple of them that were there were really nice because, you know, Brewers fans, they aren't, you know, they're not gremlins.
All they do is drink beer,
But,
bro. That's it.
Yeah. So, you know, it was nice.
Try that at
It was
Citizens Bank.
electric. You know, Scherzer started the game. He didn't do the greatest. And then all of a sudden, fucking Strasburg comes out the pen. And it was the feeling in that
Straze.
ballpark when Strasburg came out the pen and he was striking dudes out really made us feel like we had a chance. And then all of a sudden, you know, Juan Soto, bases loaded.
Bro, I'll forever
You know,
love Trent
ball gets
Grisham.
by Grisham. Yeah,
I'll forever
it
love Trent
was-
Grisham for that.
Bro, we were celebrating so hard because we didn't see the ball get by Grisham. Because the moment that Juan Soto hit the fucking ball, everybody lost their mind. No one knew that we took the lead. We thought it was going to be tied. Like, oh my God, Nationals playoff baseball. We're actually going to win something for once. And then we looked at the scoreboard, saw that the Nationals were up. Daniel Hudson was storming in the game, and we all just cheered and started throwing beer again. It was fun. It was great.
Yo, didn't Soto get thrown out at like second too? Like
That's
that
not
play.
fire.
Juan Soto did.
Yeah.
Bro, Josh Hader fell the fuck apart. It was great.
that was great.
Oh yeah, yeah.
that
nah,
Nationals team was like
definitely
destiny that year.
Oh yeah.
Dude, Juan Soto's home run, like off of Kershaw at Dodger Stadium. Fuck,
Back
man.
to him and Rendon back to back, because the Dodgers thought they were cool. You know, they brought in Clayton Kershaw and they were just like, yeah, man, let's get rid of these Washington fellas, and then fucking
Psych.
Rendon and Soto go back to back, and then Howie Kendrick just fucking throws his cock down the fucking the Dodgers that year.
He decided I'm gonna hit
That's
600.
fucking great.
What y'all gonna do? I'm gonna hit something. But we hit like 580 in the damn postseason.
But yeah,
Could
man,
not get him out.
yeah.
Could-
That
Yo.
wild card shit was crazy. You know, everyone, like, Nationals fans partied for like hours, and I was a part of that. It was great. I felt like I belonged for once. It was good shit. But that's my favorite. I got other moments, but what's up with you guys?
Yeah, I'll say my favorite. Probably easily it's the Cubs taking out the Pirates in 2015 wild card game. I'm pretty sure that year it was like Cardinals at the top with the most wins, and then the next two teams with the highest wins in the league were the Pirates and the Cubs. So it was a divisional wild card game, and Kyle Schwarber's home run off of Garrett Cole into the Allegheny, dude. I'll never forget that. So what an awesome moment against a division rival. Dude, not only that, but they went on to beat the Cardinals in the NLDS that year. Like that postseason, outside of the World Series in 2016, like the 2015 postseason rules, and obviously outside of getting swept by the Mets. But we'll leave that for another time.
Daniel Murphy went nuts.
Bro.
Crazy. Yo, so I don't really necessarily have one for my team that's a favorite, but there is something my team is a part of. Me and Ricky actually talked about it when you guys were quick away before the podcast started. Something that needs to be said when it comes to wild card games is how dominant Madison Bumgarner is. 2014 and 2016. 2014 they won the World Series. Both wild card games. It was still a one-game wild card. He pitched 9 innings, no runs, 4 hits in both wild card games. That is insanity.
Holy shit.
He basically won the wild card game himself 2 times in 3 years. 9 innings and 4 hits in both games as a shutout. One of them was 8 strikeouts, the other one was 10.
All right.
I mean, that's dominant, man. I think we forgot how good he was.
Dude, Mad Bum in the playoffs. Mad Bum was so fun.
I'm so tired of Madison Bumgarner, but yeah, he did his thing.
One of them was because one of them sucked because it was when he in 2016 was against the Mets, and that's when him and Thor were battling.
Bro, isn't he only like 32 years old?
Right now?
Really?
Yeah, he's not old, man.
He's 32. I thought he was like 34.
You talking about Mad Bum?
Oh yeah, okay, he's 34.
Yeah, Mad Bum, Ricky.
Mad Bum gotta be like 34, 35.
Yeah, I mean, either way, when you look at
it still feel like he's older.
He's 34.
Verlander's in his 40s.
It still feel like he should be older, but he's not.
Bro, because he was a part of those fucking Giants World Series like fucking 13 years ago.
Yeah,
bro.
For real.
He should have never have left there. That was the dumbest thing ever when he left there. It's like
he just went to Arizona, got grumpy, and left.
Yeah, that'd be like if Crawford left out of nowhere. Why?
Anyway, whatever was going on, he was emotional about it, like he always is. But
of course he is, dude.
Give us your moment.
Ricky.
You brought up your National Brewers game, and it's crazy because on the Ringer, I don't know if anybody can see my phone or whatever. It's actually ranked as the 2nd greatest wild card game ever.
Holy cow!
Ever. And it's like, wow, you was actually there for that. That's some shit.
Bro, it was storybook, bro. It was fucking. I was on TV.
Oh, yeah.
This shit was. It was crazy. It was storybook.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to relive that someday. But going down the list, number 1, I hate to steal my answer, but I'm like, wow, I totally forgot about it. That Royals Oakland game that went into extra innings in 2000.
That was like 9-8 or whatever. That stupid shit.
Yes, that game was. I gotta relive that one too.
Yo, it's crazy because I wanted to shit on them this episode.
Both of them. Both
you
teams
gotta give
want
them
to shit
that.
on.
That was their title run. That was their title
gosh.
run. Man. They ain't done jack schnack.
Yo, that could have changed history if Oakland
have.
just won that game and then they went to the World Series.
Imagine.
Right,
oh my God.
yo, and it was wild. I was rooting for Oakland. Yo.
Yo, we might have to do a what if. Might have to do a what if episode and that be one of the things. Like, what if Oakland won that game?
I love what ifs.
We gotta do a what if for the off season for sure. That would be a fun one.
You know what? We're doing it. We're gonna have a what if episode this off season. Book it. But listen, with that being said,
and in the comments, people, if you got what if ideas or whatever, drop them in the comments. We definitely want to hear.
I'm gonna say one here quick, just so I don't forget it, because I saw a video on it the other day, and it's a crazy rabbit hole. I'm just gonna bring up the topic. What if the year the Mets went to the World Series, 2015, Wilmer Flores potentially got traded for Carlos Gomez and cried on the field against the Nationals and walked it off that game? What if he actually did get traded? And I guarantee the Mets would not have went to the World Series because we wouldn't have got Cespedes afterwards.
Damn, Wilmer Flores.
Wow.
So Wilmer literally kept us from getting Carlos Gomez and secured us getting Cespedes. Because if we would have got Carlos Gomez, we weren't getting Cespedes.
So that's my what if. So my what if is if he actually did get traded.
Wow.
That's for another time.
That's fair. But yo, with that being said, there's so many moments, from Johnny Cueto getting yelled at. I know y'all remember that. Cueto.
Ricky, I told you they're coming back.
But yeah,
Don't do this to
make
me.
sure you guys like, subscribe, share everything. It's the playoffs now. When this episode comes out, it'll be right at the end of the season. We're gonna be here at the end of every playoff series. We're gonna break down the last one, preview the next one, and then we're cooking. In the off season, we have legitimate plans. We got research projects. We got some shit that we are gonna bring you this off season to make sure that it does not get stale on this side of the podcast. I got my guys with me. We're all locked in. We love
Everybody
doing this
got their
shit.
apron on.
Yes, sir. Got the apron on. We're
Ready to
cooking.
cook.
We're growing. Make sure you get on the train or get the train run on you. Sell your souls. Like, subscribe, share. Have a good night. And happy baseball. Playoffs. Let's go.
Arrivederci. Arrivederci.